Hey guys, I'm Rory MacDonald. These are my 6 most memorable fights. Yeah, Demian Maia, I took this fight literally like as soon as I finished my fight with Robbie Lawler, the first one. I was really disappointed that I lost. I think I was kind of, I had some momentum in my career at that point, but that loss kind of would have been a bit of a setback. So I said, you know what, let me get a fight right away. So they said you could fight Demian Maia in a couple months. So I went ahead and did that. And I thought I fought really hard. It was a really action-packed fight. He was trying to take me down, and he took me down the first round. I got back up. And after that, I was able to stop like 20 or more takedowns of his. Kept a really high pace of punching and kicking and stuff. So that one was pretty cool. It was really cool. You know, he's accomplished a lot. You know, he's an interesting guy to fight because, you know, he's such a dangerous grappler. When he does wrap you up, you really have to be careful because he's just finished so many good guys as soon as he grapples them. So, the fact that he even had me in full mount and I was able to survive and come out with the victory, is a big accomplishment for me. Even my fight with Nate Diaz was very memorable as well. You know, I got to fight in front of 55,000 people in Toronto. That was an amazing experience. It seemed like there was an ocean of people around me, with the lights off and stuff. It was incredible to walk out to that environment. Yeah, BJ, he was one of the fighters that I really looked up to as a kid, and growing up watching MMA and learning from him and a lot of the guys from that generation. So when I got the opportunity to fight him, I was really excited. And we had actually been scheduled to fight, and I got a really bad cut in training, so we had to postpone the fight. But it still ended up working out, and it was a great fight. I was able to pretty much be on offense the entire fight. And he was one tough guy, though. He wouldn't go down. Not really. I had a really good warm up, and I was really, solid mentally. I just wanted to go in there and get in a hard fight. So I was pretty focused on just taking out whoever stood in front of me. Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was, I was a main event in Vancouver, so I was really excited about that. I had fought in Vancouver once before that against Carlos Condit, my second UFC fight. And that was a really crazy experience. So to go back, be that same arena and be the main event was a really cool experience to do that. The electricity, and, I'd grown up in the Vancouver area at certain points in my life as a kid. So it was a great experience, and it was a pretty much dominant victory for me. Didn't take any damage and was able to do what I wanted in that fight. So it went well. Me and Douglas also fought twice. I beat him in the first fight. He beat me in the rematch. The second fight was a bit boring. I didn't engage him as much and didn't come to fight as hard as I did in the first fight. The first fight was a lot more competitive, I thought, and that one was a tough one too because he had landed such good leg kicks, and I was doing some pretty good grappling against him. I was taking him down pretty much every time I wanted to, and it's just the ref kept standing us up, so I kept getting leg kicked afterwards. But either way, it was still an incredible experience. I won the Bellator belt from that fight, and definitely was memorable because going through those moments when your body is hurting so much and having to push through it, and coming out the other side with the victory, it was a big accomplishment. It's definitely not the case that UFC has every best fighter out there. They have a lot of the best talent, obviously, but there are guys that are at the top of the sport in other organizations. I wasn't surprised that Douglas would bring a good fight. I was never under the impression, leaving UFC to another organization, that I wouldn't be tested. Me and Robbie fought twice. Our first fight was kind of a contender, like title shot kind of fight. And he had beat me by decision. It was a pretty good fight. It wasn't quite like our rematch, which kind of became famous because of like how much damage we both took. And I was wrestling him more in the first fight, and I think it was a little more of like a technical fight. Still a really great fight, just wasn't as much blood and gore. And obviously the rematch when we were fighting for the title was it was an epic fight, probably one of the top 2, if not the hardest fight that I've ever been in. So I'll always remember that one. It's like a one of those fights that you'll never forget, in your career. Like, I had probably almost close to 30 fights now, and that one is definitely one that is at the top of the list as far as memorable moments. Obviously fighting for the UFC title, and just how crazy that fight was. So my next fight at PFL is going to be next Thursday, June 17th. I'm fighting Gleason Tebow in the main event. It's going to be on ESPN, so make sure to tune in for that.